So today I've managed to manifest my second interview for this position that I really do prefer. So I have already visualized myself as the version of me that receives the good news. You know, I got the congratulations. I've seen myself being told, my salary, what I'm going to make. I've seen myself actually being at the drug screening, giving my urine for this job. So I've, just tried to visualize different ending scenarios where, it's done. I've even visualized myself being in training. So I've got, several different feelings of it actually being complete. And I'm going to utilize that to my advantage and, just ace this interview like I know I can. Yeah. I just wanted to record that because I think it's very necessary to, see the manifestation in action. And then once I actually get the job, then I will do another video, showing exactly how I feel, and I'll kind of break down some of the things that happened. I would sit and think about, well, how am I going to answer the questions and things like that. Now, don't get it twisted. I have prepared. I have certain questions written down, but I don't want to focus on the how so much, not as much as I want to focus on the end result, the outcome. Because if I focus on how am I going to answer this, or if they ask me this, how am I going to so and so, there's nothing wrong with being prepared, but I do have a sense of confidence and trust within myself as well. I'm really good when it comes to interviews, selling myself, things like that, and I'm going to hold on to that version of me who knows how to do that, and I'm going to use those same skills to do what I got to do. But my whole point is I'm not going to really insist on the how. I'm going to let that trust be there, let that knowledge be there, and I am going to, again, just draw the job in that I prefer from the place where I already have it, if that makes sense. From the knowing that in my reality, or in several different realities, I do have this job. I know that. This is not something that I'm guessing, or I'm wondering, or that I think is even possible. This is something that I know is actually happening. There's a version of me who has already gotten the offer letter. There's a version of me who has already taken the drug test. And there's a person, a version of me who's already in training right now as we speak. There's just so many different versions in different ways and aspects. There's a version of me who's gotten promoted in this job already. You know what I mean? So I know that I stand a perfectly good chance. And I am going to show you the way I create from this knowing. Now, this is a group interview with 10 to 15 different people. And it may seem like, well, how do you know that? Because what about the other 10 to 15 people? I just necessarily don't worry about them. Their realities are their realities, and they can create if they even know how to deliberately create. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my business. What matters to me is where I stand within it. And that's what should matter to you and your manifesting as well. Nobody else should be your concern, because when you really know how this works, you know that there's no competition out here for you. There's nobody that can take from you what you want for yourself, or what you prefer for yourself, or what you can visualize for yourself. And the same goes, vice versa. I have put my intention out. I intend to manifest my job. I just do. I intend to, and that's just what it's going to be. And I'm stern in that. I'm for sure in that. I am also certain in it because I just have this strong sense of it leading me towards other things as well. It leading me towards more. Now, I don't want to necessarily insist on this job being the how to all the other things that I want, but I do believe that it is a perfect start, or, you know, just a good start towards so many other things, towards so much more clarity, so much more things to focus on, so much more things to create, etc., etc. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right or I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm speaking from the me who is already there. I'm pretty sure I'm right because I got the job. I mean, I saw it, I felt it, so I'm pretty sure I got it because I was there when I got it. You know, saw it in my mind's eye, so it's there, it's in there. That's for certain. It's definitely in there. So if it's in there, then I got it. That's how you have to be, like, okay, we'll see. Okay, so I know it's kind of dark in here, but I just finished my interview. I'm eating cereal now. But I just finished my interview, and I just wanted to do a video. And I won't know anything until 24 to 72 hours from now. But I feel confident. I did my little self-talk afterwards, and I said, listen, you've got this. You did a good job. I'm proud of you. Despite any, you know, little flutters of, you know, worries, doubts, concerns, or fears, you can still get this job, okay? The universe can still align it for you. There's still a version of you that exists with it, and it's okay. I think that I did a really good job. There was a lot of other candidates there, though, and they did a really good job as well, I must say. What I did do is that despite the result of any of this, I wish myself and everyone in that interview session, even the people doing the interview, their highest good. I always wish the highest good on whomever is involved, because sometimes the highest good may not be the job. So if that is the case, then that's okay. I truly believe that I will be supplied and supported despite whatever I have going on. And that's how you have to see it. You just got to stay positive and don't let your circumstances or your little worries and your little flutters of fears and doubts interfere with what it is that you prefer. Insist and persist in the end. I have it. That version exists, and that's how I'm going to sit in it. I'm going to imagine some. I'm going to do some visualizations of maybe an email or a call. I'll probably visualize an email tonight, and then I'll let you all know. Okay, stay posted. Okay, so I really wanted to make a video about I guess about where I'm at, as far as, because I want to kind of, like, I really want to document the different emotions and the things that I go through when in the midst of manifesting things, because I feel like I can teach you all day the different steps, or I can suggest the steps, because even if the steps that I suggest, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will believe it enough or assume it to be in order for it to work for you. But if you can kind of get a glimpse of what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, or, you know, the different aspects of my manifestation, to kind of see that, okay, I'm not just a, you know, a unicorn fairy out here and don't have any emotions. I do my best to include all. And I do that because I rather include my emotions than to resist them, because what you resist will just continue to persist. So with the whole job thing, you know, I showed you when before the interview and after the interview, this is the kind of during the process. I haven't gotten any email or anything like that yet, and that's not my concern. That's not what the video is about. The video is about how am I feeling as I'm waiting for the result that I want to show up. I feel pretty okay. I feel more dominantly that it's going to go in my favor. I also can feel a sense of, you know, as you know what I do? I kind of reach for my possibility feeling. So despite if I feel that it's dominantly within me that I'm going to get it, or, you know, there's no definite knowing or anything like that, I go for the fact that, okay, I go for the fact that I still believe that this thing is possible. I believe that it's possible because I know that it already exists. And I know that it already exists because I have a strong belief, again, in parallel realities, but that you don't have to have a belief in that in order to get to this point. I'm just saying that it helps me to know that, okay, these different realities exist. That means there's billions of different, realities where I actually do have this position. And I went through the same interview and, all of these different things. I just have it, right? And what I'm trying to express is that, do I have or have I had any, subtle doubts or, oh man, I hope I get it? Or, of course, I'm human. I want it. It's something that I prefer. So naturally, I have had some type of, some type of doubts or some type of concerns where it's kind of like, gosh, I hope I get it. Or I wonder if they're going to send it today. Or I wonder if they'll send me my email, right away. Or do I have to wait any longer? My necklace is always a tangle mess. But yeah, I wonder if I have to wait any longer or, of course, I've had those thoughts. But instead of resisting them and saying, oh, don't think that, don't think that, don't think that, because then you'll manifest that. Or don't worry about that because then you'll so-and-so. I let them be. I let them include themselves because they are valid emotions. And I point out the fact that they are valid. I point them out by, what is this truck doing? I point them out by reminding myself and letting myself know that they are valid and it's okay to have them. Because, again, I'm a human being and there's nothing wrong with that. But I also do this and I say, despite any worries, doubts, fears, and concerns, it doesn't matter. I can still get this job because it's still possible. As long as there is a reality that exists with me having this position, that means that I can still get this job. And that kind of takes out, it just makes me a lot more calmer. It gets my mind off of it. It allows me to drop it and move on to something else, or it allows me to drop it and think about something else. And it puts me at a sense of ease, which is the perfect place to be to allow things to come in. And then you just, you don't focus on it. I remember prior to this, when I was focused so much on, will I get my email, my second, invite, because I was wondering why it was taking so long. But eventually, I was like, well, whenever they're ready to send it, they'll send it. I'll get it. No big deal. And I dropped it. And probably that same day, I got it that evening, the email about, doing it. They sent them out late for whatever reason, but I ended up getting it. So I was like, perfect. And the same thing goes for the actual job itself. Another thing that I like to tell myself is, and I owe this thanks to Bashar. He says that despite what the result may be, you have to conduct yourself in a way of trust, a way of knowing. And I've built this trust over time. I've built it. It took me time to get here. I'm not saying that it has to take you time to get there, but it took me time to get here. And I just had to accumulate all of the different experiences that I've had throughout my 31 years of living and realize that things truly do always work out for me. If I had to look at a timesheet of my life and look back on it, although there's some hiccups along the way, throughout all of it, like all in all, there has been, valuable lessons. There's been situations that have benefited me. There has been situations that I have learned from, that I have bounced back from, that I have made, specific changes due to those experiences, changes for the better. So throughout everything that ever happens, things always work out for me. They just do. And that goes with my mental diet, where I'm always telling myself, everything's working. All is well. Things are always working, especially in my favor. Things always work. Things are always working. Everything's working. Everything is working. Things are always working in my favor. They just do. They just work. They just do. That's exactly what I tell myself in my head. I say it however many times I need to. I drop it and I go on about my day. I also use that whenever I'm feeling, any type of way. But I say this to say that, go back to what Bashar was saying, because I'm rambling. But Bashar says that you have to trust and know that this truck is irritating the hell out of me, and I don't know why, because this is like his second time going. I think he's lost or he confused or whatever the hell. And For some reason, when I come out here and record, and I know it's not for some reason, it's my brain. Every time I come out here, and it's a belief that I have, every time I come out here, somebody has to park by me. Somebody has to get out by my car. Somebody walks out and stands right here by my car. And it's just weird because it's like you're recording, you wondering like, what the fuck? Like, but I know it's me manifesting it because of course, I have this dominant belief that when I come out here to record, because if I would have parked over there, somebody would have came over there. If I would have parked back here, somebody would have came over here. But because I'm parked right here, but it's okay. They're here to do their job, whatever the case may be. It's just like, what the hell? But anyway, it just goes to show how powerful your mind is. And I wasn't thinking about that, but it's a belief that's within me and it's there, and therefore it manifested. But anyway, Bashar says to know that the things that happen to you are always for your benefit. If you are following your bliss, you are following the path that excites you the most, and you're doing your best to follow that excitement all the way through, then whatever result you get from it, it's for your benefit. So despite how this turns out, and that goes for if I get the job or not, it's for my benefit. Because at the end of the day, my intent was to, inquire the highest good, not only for myself, but everyone that was involved in that interview. Everyone that was involved in that interview. The managers, the co-hosts, everybody that was in there, I wished them their highest good. Everybody that interviewed, I wished them their highest good. I even had a thought that maybe they would just hire all of us, which would be really nice. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the focus was still solely on me because you have to know that once you understand parallel realities, there's no such thing as competition, because you can shift into that reality where it's okay for you to be ahead of whomever is in that room. Just like in other realities, it would have been okay for them to be ahead of you. No big deal. It's some things to it, but you get the hang of it. You eventually understand it, and it just will click. And it makes it a whole lot easier. It makes things a lot more calmer, a lot more soothing to create, to deliberately attract, I'll say, because it's already created. And that's one of the things that's a new habit of mine that I'm trying to instill. So I am trying to get away from the thought of creating something. I don't want to use that anymore, because I want my mind to understand. I want my conscious mind to understand that it's already created. And I want to keep it that way. Just like I am newly getting rid of the word want. I want my mind to know that we don't want anything. Wanting is a state of lack. It means that you don't have it. But if things are already created, then I already have it, which means I don't want anything. I prefer it. So instead of saying want, it's what I prefer. It's what I would love to have. It's what I wouldn't mind having. It's what, I'd like to attract. It's already done. It's already created. It's already finished. So yeah, I just wanted to touch bases with my emotions and where I am, and to let you all know that there's ups and downs to this, but it's how you are able to stay centered in your ups and downs that I think matters the most. And this just goes back to what I say when I mentioned you got to be smarter than your circumstances. And circumstances to me can be emotions as well. Sometimes you're going to have emotions that come up because that's the old you. Who is it that you want to be? If I'm the person who has this job, then I'm not going to sulk, or I'm not going to sit, or I'm not going to entertain for very long the emotions that doubt that I do have the job. You understand? I'm going to entertain those thoughts that says, okay, I got it. Everything's working. Everything's working. All is well. Everything's working, especially in my favor. Things are always working. It's working. Everything's working. Everything's fine. All is well. Things are working. Everything's working. Everything's always working. They just do. They just work. Everything's working. So yeah, I hope that helps. I will keep you updated if I get any information. But again, I am not looking for any information. That's another thing. I'm not sitting here waiting for my email. I am going to go participate in my life. I'm going to go shopping with my mom today. I'm going to probably have a great lunch with her as well. I'm going to come back. I probably call a friend. I am going to enjoy my damn life and go from there. the people. It's so funny that these people are just like pow right here in my damn face. I mean, and it's fine. It's just I want to find a way to get rid of that. I need to like get that belief. But I'm glad it's happening while I'm recording, because you see I'm walking by. Like, why? It's usually nobody out here. But of course, every time I pull out this damn, and I'm gonna stop saying that, so I ain't even gonna go there. But yeah, again, go participate in your life. You don't have to dwell or sit on this or keep checking your phone every time it dings. You're like, is that my email? No, don't be like that. Let it come to you. And this is another thing that I said to the universe. I want my email to come whenever it is necessary for it to be the result that I want. So, and I say that because you don't want them to rush and send it and they decide, they decide something that you don't want. So they just send it. They send out the emails. No, I want you to take your time. If it means that you have to take your time to think about me as a consideration, then take your time and send my email. Whenever it gives me the result that pleases me, that's when I want my email. That's how I see it. That's it. But I also want you to keep in mind that despite the email, and I know that sometimes you say, well, how can you say that? You're kind of contradicting yourself. I am saying this so that you can understand, but I am still holding the dominant feeling of, I got this. Like, that's just what I feel. And that's what I'm choosing to feel. But I am saying this because even if you do not get the email, because I want you to understand, but even if you do not get the email, you need to understand that this is just something you prefer. It's not something that you need. You may think that, oh, but I really need this job. No, I really prefer this job. And if I don't get it, that just means that the universe has something better for you. You got to trust in yourself, in your highest good and everything like that. The forces that have your back, you have to trust and know that if this is something that's not in your mix, then it just won't be, and that's okay. You have to know that, okay, well, this is happening. And this goes with you being aware of your life throughout the day and the things that you're creating and the things that you focus on. And you don't want to ever think that, oh, well, maybe I did something wrong. Or maybe I was, no, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I did the best that I can do. And that's okay. That just means that there's something better on the way. Or that just means that that's not what I need to fulfill my purpose. That's not what I need to, fulfill my path. And that's okay. It's also okay to think like this, because these are the things that eases your resistance. It drops the resistance when you think like this. But of course, you want to get right back on to, I got this. It's working. I can see that congratulations email. I can see myself at the damn, what is it? When you give your, at the clinic where you have to give your urine for the drug test, that means you got it. The little cup says the job, my Amex on it. I see that. I've already seen it. I've got it. And if I can see that, that means it exists. And if it exists, that means it's possible. And if it's possible, that's enough. That's all I need. All I need is the possibility. All I need to know is that the possibility is possible, and that is it. I will let them and these folk out here, I call them these folk, but I will let the universe do what it does best. And I'm going to step out of the way. I am going to go in the house, get me some coffee. I'm going to mind my business. And I'm going to participate in my life, like I said, and we ain't going to worry about this. Same way I'm good. Either way, I'm good. Regardless, I'm good. Okay? I got it. Watch. We're going to make the video. I already saw myself making a video explaining to you. I got it. I told y'all I got the job. Watch. I told y'all I got the job. Told you. But yeah, and I'm going to show you the date of the email. Like, I have nothing. This is just me being in the space where I'm being in the same space of the person that has it. What would I be worried about if I already have the job? You cannot worry. You have to take on the characteristics of the person that you're striving to be, or that you're trying to shift into being, because she exists. There's a me who already got this damn email. I'm trying to be like her. So I can't waste my energy on thinking the opposite. You know what I mean? I have to hold that dominant feeling of, I got my email. I have to trust in what my mind's eye saw, that I already turned in my urine for the drug test. which is squeaky clean, so I don't got to worry about any of that. Like, you know what I mean? So once I'm in that, it's a wrap. I have to trust in my mind's eye when it saw me going to training. I was dressed up nice, cute. Hey, y'all, good morning. How are you doing? Absolutely. Yeah. Is this where I'm supposed to be? Is anyone sitting here? Okay, yeah, thanks. Did they start yet? Okay, no problem. Do you need a pen? Yes, I do need a pen. Thank you. Like, it's a wrap. You got to see it like that. And just trust. And go participate in your life. Like I said, that's the key. Dropping it, trust. When you drop it, it means you trust. And when you go participate in your life, it means you dropped it. And if you participating in your life, that means you dropped it and you trust it, and it's a wrap. Okay? And regardless of what happens, you will be rewarded for your good conduct. Because look at you. I'm proud of you. Okay, I'm gonna go, y'all. What I'm about to say. What I'm about to tell y'all. Now, mind you, I got the same thing on. This ain't no new day. I got the job. And when I tell you the email came exactly how I thought, the subject says, you did it. Did I? I did. I know I did. And it's a little picture. And I'm going to insert the screenshot and everything of it. But it's a little picture and it's colorful and it says, congratulations. Let me tell you, I have a story about that. I meditated prior to my second interview. And I saw this colorful congratulations come up. It looks so similar to that, I swear. It said, congratulations in color, you know, like it was colorful. You now work for American Express. And I was like, okay, I like that. Because I was trying to visualize, okay, let me figure out what I can visualize to get myself in the thing. But that just came to me. It wasn't an email. It wasn't anything. It was just like a white background, some pretty colorful letters that say congratulations. And then it showed up, you now work for American Express. And I was like, that's so cool. Okay, I'll go with that. Because that came to me. I mean, whatever. But y'all, when I tell you I started my last video at 8:20 a.m., the email came in at 8:37 a.m. I don't check my emails or anything like that before I meditate. So when I got out the car, I went in the house and I meditated. And I had a really good meditation too. I hadn't tapped into, like, girl, I was just feeling myself in my meditation because I was focusing on some things, and then I was focusing on the version of me that I want to be. And I was flying. I was like, okay, I was feeling good. And I was like, you know, don't let this bonnet fool you. Like, when I tell y'all I'm so ecstatic because I can jump out my skin right now. That's how happy I am, because I wanted to. I'm happy about the job. I'm happy that I was able to document this and actually get a manifestation on video, because I wanted people to see the mixed emotions and I wanted you to see what staying centered meant. I interviewed with 15 other people. Do you understand? 15 other people. And American Express, they say, is like a little difficult to get in, but it's not. It doesn't have to be. That's only if I would have chose to believe that. I did not doubt. I did not waver in what I was thinking. And even when I did, I said, it's working. Everything's working. It's working in my favor. And no matter the outcome, that means it's for my benefit. It doesn't matter. It's okay. If that's what I prefer, then that's what I'll venture into. It's okay. And I'm going to follow that venture all the way through as best as I can. It's okay. It's okay to have the ups and downs. It's okay to include the doubts. It's okay to include the worries, because if you include them, then you're not resisting them. And if you're not resisting them, they can't persist. Include them doubts, include them fears, include them concerns. Soothe yourself. Woo, woo, woo. It's okay. You let them know that, you know what? You got a point. You know what? It's okay to worry, because I would worry too. I mean, you know, this is how... Call me crazy. I don't care. I'll be the crazy lady. This is how I talk to myself on the inside. It's okay. It's okay to worry. I would worry too, because you know you want it and you got things going on and it'll be good for you and your son, yada, 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 whatever the case may be. Of course. So yeah, it's okay to worry about the unknown. But eventually, because I'm accepting the fact that my worry is valid, it dissipates. Like the feeling just goes away. Versus if I would have been like, oh, don't worry, because if you worry, then you're gonna so and so. Oh, now you're worrying, you're messing it up. You like you're resisting it and you're making it worse. You're just mixing up. You like really stirring up the pot. And who wants to stir up a pot of shit? Like, it's not gonna smell good. So don't even do it. But I'm gonna include the screenshot of when I recorded my last video. I didn't even edit it. I didn't do anything to it because I wanted to really catch this manifestation on site. I was so excited. I told my brother the good news. Like, and when I tell you this is probably the most money that I've ever made in this state, I'll say that, because Florida is a whole nother character. But this is the most money I've ever made in this state as far as a job is concerned. I've had other things, don't worry about that. But yeah, and I'm just ecstatic about that. I'm so happy about it because it's a career that I can actually, you know, be proud of. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to, you know, have something that I can be proud of, where I can feel a sense of prestigeness and just, I don't even know if that's a word, but I don't care. I'm so excited. It doesn't even matter. Y'all get my point. And I wanted to reflect this good energy. I didn't want to go and make my coffee because that's what I was originally supposed to do, go make my coffee. But I was like, shoot, I didn't meditate yet. I usually meditate before I go to school, but I'm glad before I take my son to school, but I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that everything worked out exactly how it's supposed to be, and it was actually better. Like, the feeling is so much better than I even thought. Like, oh my God, I just, when I tell you I knew it. And then, you know, sometimes, and I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes, so, well, maybe I could have answered this a little better, or maybe I should have said this, or maybe I should have said that, but I kept telling myself, you know what you did was good enough. What you did is fine. It's okay. Stay in that end. Keep yourself in that end state. Do not let your circumstances outsmart you. You are smarter than your circumstances. Stay in it. And despite what the result, I don't care if my result would have been opposite of what I thought I was thinking, which I genuinely felt like if I'm in it, then I got it. That's just how I felt. And I didn't let that waver. If I'm in it, then I got it. And then it helped to be in my meditation, just feeling good. I got out of meditation maybe at like 9:37. I took a screenshot. So the time of the screenshot is when I actually saw the email. But the time that I got the email was maybe 15 minutes after I started my video. But I do not check my emails until I meditate. I don't check no emails. I don't check no social media. I don't check any of that stuff until I meditate first. So I had no idea as I was recording that last video, they was thinking about me too. So, like, it's crazy. And that video had to be, I'm pretty sure I went in the house at the time that I got the email. But I don't get let me tell you something. I don't even get notifications on my phone. Like, my notifications are hidden because I don't want to focus on anything outside of my meditation before I meditate. Like, it's important for me to meditate. That's just my thing. I meditate and I get myself centered and aligned before I take on the world. The only thing that I do sometimes is take my son to school because I might have woken up late, or I stayed up late so I needed more rest, or whatever the case may be. And I don't go to work. I don't do anything before I meditate. That's just me. And I have my phone set up that way. That way, if a notification come, it'll just say Gmail. It don't tell me what to say. I don't get no preview. I don't get no notification as to who it's from. None of that. Because that's how I have it. I have it that way for a reason. I don't want to see nothing before I meditate. I don't want to accidentally see nothing before I meditate, because I don't want to get so soaked up into that. And then when I get into my meditation, I can't focus on keeping my mind still. No. So I'm going to insert the screenshot. I'm going to insert the screenshot of my last video. You're going to see the time difference. I'm going to circle the time. I already circled the time on the screenshot when it happened. And you're going to see that beautiful, colorful congratulations. And you're going to see that beautiful you did it in the subject line. I officially work for American Express. Isn't that fucking amazing? I told y'all. Just gotta be easy. It's okay. And this works for everything. It works for everything. The same way I did this is the same way that I would do everything. So, yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself too, because I was able to stay in that end state. And I always wanted to know, how do you do that? And it's just really, I think what changed the game for me is just including. You have to include it. We live in an all-inclusive world. We live in a world where the good and the bad happens. Now, you can resist the bad and only see the bad, or and you can just point those things out, point them out, point them out, point them out, point them out, and then of course those are the things that are gonna persist and show up in your life. These past couple of months, I have just been centered in my own peace and my own, knowing, and I've just been striving to do the things that make me happy. I've been striving to go for the things that are exciting in every moment. If there is something that I could be doing in this moment, like recording this video is the most exciting thing that I thought to do, because I ran out the house to come out here and tell y'all. But I didn't even get dressed. I haven't even changed. I haven't done my hair yet. I haven't done anything. My morning is still the top of my morning. Like, my day has just started, and it's a beautiful start so far. But yeah, I had to come and tell y'all that. Like, I'm so glad I was able to get that. I said I want to catch a manifestation. Like, I want to be in the midst of a manifestation. I want to actually give the feelings and the thoughts and, in the midst of all of it, so that people can see from my experience. Because I can say the words until I'm blue in the face, but until it's actually being experienced, or if you can actually witness the experience, it teaches better. I feel like experience teaches, not words. Like, words don't teach, experiences do. That's what I'm trying to say. And Abraham Hicks says that all the time. Just like Abraham Hicks and Bashar say, things are always working out for you. That's what Abraham Hicks says. And Bashar says, everything that happens is for your benefit. It just is. There is a benefit within everything. And I am just so ecstatic. I'm so happy. Today is going to be a great day, as with every day. Like every day, today will be a great day. That's one of my mantras. I say that all the time too. Even if it seems like the most boringest day in the world, it was for my benefit. Sometimes you just need to sit the fuck back and chill. But okay, I just wanted to share that. I'm finna go in the house, and now I'm gonna make my coffee for real and start the rest of my day. Later.